Hello, fellow seekers. Today, I wanted to do a special segment for a book review. And I was thinking a lot about the last book review that I did, and I decided that I needed to make it a little bit more of a format that would be usable. Meaning, I can't just say, I like the book, because I don't give you anything to base the book on. So I created a structure, and I'm going to add it to the bottom of my video so that way you can see it and hopefully use it. First, the book that I want to review is Atomic Habits by James Clear. We'll have to imagine the book because I don't have it. I bought it for my Kindle and I read it through the Kindle. As far as the book goes, just a brief overview, it really does talk about how intellectually people fall into habits and how you can restructure that to make better habits. And I'm just going to give a really simple one. The book talks a little bit about like your bedroom and how a lot of people do many things in their bed. That can be reading and watching TV and whatever else. And part of the rethinking about that is that if the bed is really mainly used for sleeping, people have difficulty sleeping because they do these other activities in it. And if you program your brain that as soon as your head hits the pillow, that's what it's for, it's sleeping, your body becomes conditioned to work that way. And James Clear does a much better job of explaining it than I do. But I want you to know that this book was one of the first books I read that kind of kicked off my self-improvement, where I decided that I was going to try to improve myself and my walk with Christ at the same time. So let's get into it. So here's the categories that I decided to put together. So the first part is, what's the reading level? And for this, I just basically used, instead of like a 0 reading level and a 10 reading level, I just used different grade levels. So for me, I put the reading level at the high school level. It's fairly easy to read for anyone who's been all the way through high school. I don't think that there's anything complicated about it. There isn't big words you have to spend a bunch of time reading or looking up or trying to figure out. He does a good job of presenting it at kind of an easy to read level. As far as impact on my life, again, 0 impact. 0 would be a 0 impact. A 10 would be the most impactful book I ever read, which again, I don't think I'm ever going to give anything the 10 except for the Bible. But as far as impact on my life, this was a 7 out of 10. This really helped me restructure my life and how I thought about habits. And on that whole bedroom thing, I used to read in bed and I would always fall asleep. I would literally fall asleep reading all the time. So what I did is I moved my reading to a chair as kind of an idea of what came out of the book. And now I have a reading chair. And I just got to be honest, I can't explain it, but when I sit down in the chair, it's like my brain clicks on and goes, okay, it's time to read, and I start reading. And I'm not a good reader at all. I don't read quickly, and I don't read effectively, meaning I'm going to talk about one of the books eventually where I literally had to read it twice to get anything out of it. So I'm not the best reader. But as far as impact on my life, this is a 7 out of 10. I recommend this to anybody. Christian, non-Christian, whatever. If you haven't picked up this book and read it, I got to be honest, this is a powerful book, and its suggestions are, and we'll get into suggestions, but it's a very useful book. Implementation level, meaning what the information I got, how easy was it to implement? Normally, I just want to give you guys a number on this, but I'm going to give you a range. This is like a 4 to 6. 0 being the easiest thing to implement I've ever done, 10 being really, really difficult. And again, just to give you an idea, I think a lot of the things that are asked of us in the Bible are really difficult to implement. So this is a range. Depending on how far you want to take this, it's like a 4 to a 6. There are some very easy things to implement. Just as example, moving where you read was an easy implement for me, and it made a big difference in my life. Enjoyment. How much did I enjoy reading the book? Again, 0 being I didn't enjoy reading it at all, meaning it was very task-oriented, insanely difficult. I kind of had to kick myself every day to read it. And 10 being I couldn't put it down. It's really about a 6. Again, the easy read of it and how logically he lays stuff out and how I could see myself applying these things. As I was reading through the book, I started making these changes, and I could see them resonating. I could see the changes instantly happening for me. And the last part I wanted to do as a category is how Christian is it? Again, think of it like this. I did a scale. -10 would be this is anti-Christian in every way, perpetuating things that are directly against the Christian worldview or the Bible, saying that this is the way we should live when the Bible tells us different. 0 in my mind is more like this is secularly accepted. It's not really saying anti-Christian things, but it's not really promoting the Bible. And then again, a 10 out of 10 would be the Bible. So for me, this falls into a 0. I don't think there's anything in there that's specifically anti-Christian, but I also don't believe that there's anything in there supporting a Christian worldview. I think this is just something that you can take and go, listen, the Bible helps me spiritually, for sure. It helps me live in the world, for sure. This book doesn't help you spiritually. It doesn't help you come to Christ or come to Jesus, but some of the tools that you implement here can help you reorganize your life to live a better life, for sure. So the two things that I wanted to add about this book is, first, I'm going to tell you a quick story from the book where basically what they do is he has this one story about this bicycle team. And I don't have the whole story memorized, but the point is that this new coach comes on for the bicycle team, and they decide that they're going to implement 1% growth. And the 1% growth isn't just a 1% period. They decided that they're going to tackle 100 things. And in each of those 100 things, they're going to try to incrementally get 1% growth. Ultimately, they point out by doing a lot of little changes, that what happened is that this bicycle team became unbeatable. And I think it was the England team. And the point of that is that we look at change as like this Mount Everest. And they literally point out, hey, maybe if you put your socks on differently in the morning, it can make a huge difference in your life. And so those little incremental 101% changes in your life can make a huge difference in your life, in such that this bicycle team became unstoppable. So I want you to think about that as the lenses in which you read this through. The idea is, if you make a lot of little changes, you too can be unstoppable. Again, from a Christian perspective, I want to say with the help of the Holy Spirit. Right? Nevertheless, for some of those people who don't believe and are a little bit more in the secular society, Atomic Habits is a good recommended book for me. And one of the most powerful quotes that comes out of the book, it says, you do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Meaning I can say I want to be president of the United States or whatever, and I don't want to be president of the United States, but the systems that I put in place are going to dictate how far my success goes with that. And this book is talking about putting those kind of systems in place. And again, one of the more powerful ideas it talks about is how you can link habits. Like if you do one thing and instantly takes you to the next thing, how you can link those together. Really powerful book. I really do recommend it for everybody. As a side note, if you like this content, I encourage you to like and subscribe, follow and share, do those kind of things for me because it helps. At the bottom of this post, I'm also going to have, if you want to contribute to me, if you feel the Holy Spirit driving you to contribute, please contribute. Okay. Until next time, God bless you all. Bye-bye for now.